What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to the Diablo Research Institution. I am your host, Professor Icedack. Appreciate y'all for coming by. Like the video if you will, subscribe to the page, and swat that bell so you're notified next time I post a video. And blessings to my patrons. May you have many wives. Links in the description below. Wow, the time has come. Yes, many of you have recommended I try out the elusive Last Wish. Alright? And I decided to make it in a Colossus blade. Or is it Colossal? Let's see. Colossus blade. Colossus? Is that how you say? Let me know in the comments below. Ja, Mal, Ja, Sir Ja, Burr. Very expensive, one of the most expensive rune words in the game. In fact, it probably is the most expensive rune word in the game. In fact, I know it is, alright? Research noted. But hot damn, look at this frickin' slug. Now, this is often made in a phase blade. But the problem with the phase blade is the damage is absolute shit. Phase blade is good for grief, because grief gives you that base damage. It just ups it all, right? Min and max base damage. And something like this, however, Last Wish, it works off of enhanced damage, and you don't have much base damage to work with on a phase blade. The damage is ass. Granted, they don't break. They're indestructible, all phase blades. And granted, they swing really fast. But with that being said, I wanted to try it in a Colossus blade, alright? And yeah, it's probably better to make it in a Berserker Axe. But I wanted to go this route. And look at the damage. 122 to 318. One-hand damage. Compared to the Breath of the Dying that I have. 185 to 485. One-hand damage. So, a lot less on this one, but it does have a level 17 Might Aura when equipped. Which of course applies to both hands. Some other cool mods on here. 10% chance to cast level 18 Life Tap on striking. 20% chance to cast level 20 Charged Bolt on striking. Now in my last video, one of you pointed out how the Poison Nova from Breath of the Dying isn't proccing on Whirlwind, and that's right. That's just how it is in D2R. It really sucks. That's how it is. That's how it's always been in D2 in general, aside from the mods. The mods, like Project Diablo 2, allow for the proccing shit to work with Whirlwind. So that's really cool. You can actually be whirlwinding around with something like Breath of the Dying, or Last Wish for matter, with the Charge Bolt, or even the Life Tap, and they'll all be proccing when they're whirlwinding, alright? That should be the case, but it's not. So, it really, I don't know if that was intentional. I don't think it was. I think it's just something that they kind of missed, because it's not like Whirlwind is OP, but that's just how it is, man. So, but I'm going to be frenzying some and berserking some. What hand am I going to be berserking with? I think it's going to be with, it looks like it might be Breath of the Dying, actually, because I think that's what's in the right hand here, but we'll figure it out in just a minute. The Might Aura is godly. 390% enhanced damage. Ignore target's defense. Very nice mod. A max of 70% chance of crushing blow. Now that only applies to the hand that's swinging, alright? Because it's on a weapon. So when you're whirlwinding, about half your hits in whirlwind are going to have that 70% chance of crushing blow. Where all the rest is going to have whatever my base crushing blow is on this character, with the G-Face and Word Travs, which is 50%. So with Last Wish hand, we're going to be over 100% chance crushing blow. Meaning we're just going to crush you below every time. It's going to be quite nice. Prevent monster heal. Hit blinds target. Some magic fine. But there it is, man. Last Wish. How good is it, really? We's going to find out. And I don't have a mercenary. I've been keeping variables consistent with these videos. And yeah, I just don't have a mercenary out. So we can test everything out without worrying about how the Merc is interfering with all that. But of course, in the other hand, I have Breath of the Dying with the nice mods that has 40 and 400% enhanced damage, and you can make it an ethereal item. without worrying about it breaking. 60 IAS, very nice IAS, negative 25% target defense, which is quite nice to compensate for the lack of ITD that Last Wish has. Granted, ITD doesn't do anything with bosses, so you're actually going to hit a little better with Breath of the Dying against bosses. 200% damage to undead, 7 mana still per hit, 13 life still per hit, 30 to all attributes, and some other stuff. Other than that, a lot of it's the same stuff. In my last video, of course, I switched out a few things, and I'll show you those. I have Laying of Hands still. I have Fortitude still. I have Gore Rider Boots still. And I have String of Ears Belt still. I switched out Angelics with Duo Ravenfrost, okay? We're doubling up on that Cannot Be Frozen, but really I just wanted a ton of attack rating. And I didn't want to go Angelics because it seems like, according to my research, even with pretty low AR, pretty low being like 8,000 to 9,000, we're still better off using High Lords. You get that massive 34 in this case, with my level, % chance of deadly strike. Alright, it's just quite godly, and you get the 20 IS, which might be needed. And I switched out Ariats with G-Face. Alright, and I put a 15-15 Jewel in there, Resol/IS. Have a couple of these cute little charms, a Torch and Annie. I maxed out Sword Mastery. I put most points in Strength. Let's take a look here. Let's see what the Strength is at. So, let's get Whirlwind back on the right click. Not sure how that got away. And there we have it. Whirlwind damage, the Berserk damage. And what am I berserking with? Is it with... It's the right hand. I mean, it looks like that's... It looks like that's Breath of the Dying. And look at the massive damage. 3,100 to 8,900 Berserk damage. Just GG. And look at the Whirlwind. 2,600 to 7,445 with one hand. And that's the Breath of the Dying. And then 1,736 to 5,110 with the other hand, which is Last Wish. So the Might Aura boosts them both. Overall, on average, are we still doing better with dual Breath of the Dyings? I don't really know. In fact, let's test it out. I wasn't really planning on testing that out in this video, but let's just test it out. See, we're going to go down to the Frigid Highlands. Okay. And then see the damage right there, 7,400, 5,100, right? And then here's with duo Breath of the Dyings. 6,500. I mean, it seems like on average, you're doing better with the dual Breath of the Dyings, but I mean, Last Wish does have that massive crushing blow and a couple other cool things, I guess. Let's try it against these baddies. In fact, let's frenzy them. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, the Whirlwind got him. Or Charged Bolt got him. Holy shit. You know what we're gonna do? Look at this, there's the Whirlwind. Oh my god. You know, the ITD... Oh! Death Mask, it's Blackhorn's face. Very nice defense against lightning. Look at that massive +20 lightning absorb. The ITD on the Last Wish might actually be quite helpful here. Let's try this again with dual Breath of the Dyings. Alright, so here now, I'm going to replace the Last Wish with the Breath of the Dying. And yeah, there's the damage. Let's try it out now. Let's hold Frenzy. Oh my god. Holy blood toad, which one's better? We're gonna have to turn up the player count. Alright, we're really gonna get to the nitty-gritty when we do that. In fact, we'll go to the cow level. On players A difficulty. Let's try Trap. Holy shit. Oh my god. Look at it decimate them. Holy blood toad. I mean, which ones do you think are the better combo here? We're gonna glitch out with all that shit. Alright. With that being said, let's turn it up to Players 8 difficulty. Okay, there we go. Players 8. And let's just frenzy the Trav. Now, frenzy isn't maxed out, but that's fine. It's going to be consistent nonetheless. And what's the frenzy damage? There it is, 7,300 to 5,000 in one hand and 5,000 max in the other hand. So here we go. We're just gonna. Oh my god. Oh, this is heinous. And we're gonna be casting life tap now with frenzy, which actually will give some edge to Last Wish. Alright, because Breath of the Dying doesn't have anything cool that's actually useful that's on proc. Unfortunately, that Poison Nova just isn't that useful. Yeah, sometimes it'll help clear up a little teeny tiny bit, but other than that, I just don't think it's very useful. So here they are. Look at how fast they heal. This is bullshit. Oh, we're glitching out! Alright, so with all that bullshit, it looks like I glitched out. I need to turn down the settings a little bit. I don't know if it's the torch or what. It might be the torch. But we might just want to try Whirlwind anyway, but... Oh my god. Oh shit. Are you kidding me? This is heinous. Is this the Last Wish? No, this is Breath of the Dying now. Dumbass. This is Breath of the Dying. In fact, let's just do a blend. We're gonna Whirlwind a little bit, and we're gonna use Frenzy. Holy shit. You've got to be kidding me. I mean, maybe this task would be better suited for players 3 or something. Something that's just a tidbit more realistic, perhaps? I don't know. I mean, I normally don't run players 8 when I'm playing. I just like to do players 1. But I know sometimes we just need to see the ultimate performance of these things. Come on. Got one, got a couple. Now that we're frenzying them. I mean, really, Berserk might work better. Let's Berserk this one. Yeah, look at how much it destroys. Berserk is just so godly. Holy shit. You have got to be toting me. I mean, obviously a mercenary would come in handy. And the mercenary I would use would definitely be a Reaper's Toll mercenary. Alright. Getting that Decrepify on him is just... Oh my god! Captain's Grand Charm of Vita. Look at that. 1 to offensive auras. 37 to life. That's a hog of a charm. Alright, we're gonna do the same thing now with Last Wish and Breath of the Dying. What a cute little charm that is that I found. Now, unfortunately, the offensive auras in Grand Charms just aren't worth shit. But we got it anyway, man. And we're gonna keep that shit because that's a pretty nice roll, actually. Just 3 off from perfect, to my understanding. Alright, so here now, look at it, it's blinding him. You see it blinding him? Oh my god. And there's the life tap. Look at how defensive the life tap is. Yeah, it helps quite... Oh, we're just slicing away. You gotta be kidding me. Here, let's do some Whirlwind. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Oh my god. This is heinous. Are we gonna be able to finish him off? Look at that. We're having both procs here. Having some Poison Nova. Having some... Did my Fate even cast? It's actually another major benefit of using Last Wish. Just what it does for your resistances. You can go beyond the cap. You can stack up on that, you know, in case if you're affected by lower res or whatever. I guess you don't go beyond the cap, but you just, you know, your max res or whatever the fuck it is. You're still at your max res, but it's nice stacking your resists. You defend yourself against lower res, curses, and conviction. Alright, so that was a bit hard to tell which one was actually doing better. Here, let's go to the Chaos Sanctuary. Oh, there's the Fade. Look at that. Looks pretty cool with the fade. And let's just kind of plow through some of this shit. There's those bad boys. See them frenzying through those bad boys? Alright, now let's put on the Breath of the Dying. Alright. Same guys. Oh my god. I don't know. It's kind of a tough call. Which one do you guys think is better? Okay, let's go to the cow level. We gotta figure this out once and for all. So we're gonna go to cow level on players 8 difficulty. Let's put on the Last Wish again. They're just chopping away at the cows. This is cheating a bit because now I procced Fade, so I'm gonna have that with dual Breath of the Dying as well. Well, that's fine. That's just for defense. It's not really helping us anyway. Well, you get some DR from it. I think it's about 18% DR from that Fade. I'm not entirely sure. And I think some curse length reduction and all that shit. Yeah, look at this. Unbelievable. I mean, at least we're able to cut through them. Now let's put on dual Last Wish. Or, dual Breath of the Dying. Yeah, at least we're able to slice through them is kind of the thing here. And there he is, blasting away. Let's try a Whirlwind now. Alright, we've seen both of those. Let's try some Whirlwind. Probably without the Frenzy activated. Yeah, and here's some Fanatics and Champions and all that. That's going to be a spiritual journey. Well, let me know in the comments, which one do you think is the better combo here? Of course, they have kind of different purposes. Like if you're Ubering, you want the Last Wish. But just for general killing a bunch of shit, you know, when your res are already maxed out, and you don't really need life tap. I mean, it's kind of a tough call. I think I just like having a little bit of variety. So I would say I still like having Last Wish in one hand. There are better combinations, however. Like, I think Beast would be a great combination. Added with something like Grief. In which case, if you want Beast, it's an axe. Can't make it in swords. So you're going to have to go axes. You could do what I do sometimes, which is fun, where you just max both masteries. You max out both Blade Mastery and Axe Mastery, just for the hell of it. And so you can experiment, mix and match. And then you can use Beast in an Axe and freaking Grief in a sword. And as far as I see it, you get the best of both worlds and use Grief in a Phase Blade. But just make sure that your shorter one is in the main hand so you don't miss with Frenzy. With Frenzy, you need the shorter weapon to be in your main hand. Alright, which is the one that he swings with first with Frenzy. Otherwise, you could miss a lot. Because they'll be out of your range with your offhand, which in that case would be shorter if you mix that up. But so here we go. Here's the Last Wish. Yeah, it's not really what I was hoping for. For players 1, you know, it's pretty cool, but for this sort of shit, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about it? Is this the way? Is this a good way to go? And what other combinations do you guys want to see? I mean, I'm really thinking about turning down the player count. I gotta try Beast and I gotta try Beast in everything. I mean, getting that Fanaticism aura all the AR you get from it, the nice crushing blow, the good damage. Beast is just a slug, and it gives you some open wounds, you know. I mean, it is a slug of a weapon. I'm thinking, I mean, we could try the combo that I mentioned, Grief and and Beast, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind trying Grief in like a Colossus sword, or a Colossal blade like what I have on now, or Colossus blade and a Colossal sword. You know, I'll have to look into the range of those and the base attack speed, and we could think about trying that sort of mix-up. I think that would be a crazy style points mix-up. I mean, because nobody wears a Grief in something like that. In fact, you could make a Grief in a Zweihander. A Zweihander has lower requirements, and it, I believe it actually attacks faster than its elite counterpart. So, I mean, that would be crazy style points. And I might actually have to try that in the next video. So stay tuned for that if you guys will. Again, like this damn video. Hit that thumbs up button. Blessings to those who like the video. Become a patron if you want to support the research institution. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace be with you.